What up, though, Detroit Lions fans? What up, though, everybody? DVE is your boy, known as Jay. It's been so long, man, since I made some content, and so good to see y'all. First things first, let's just start the question, man. What the Detroit Lions can learn from Super Bowl 58. Basically the topic of this video. We go get into that, man. Why I've been gone. We go get to all the things just move forward with the Lions in the off season. Just a quick recap of the season and what I think we should a quick you could say gateway to future content of what I believe the Lions should be doing in this all season. But for the most part, it's going to be featuring what the Detroit Lions can learn from Super Bowl 58, which was won by the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to them. Beating the 49ers 25-22 in overtime with a game. Minus the Taylor Swift stuff. But yeah, man, we about to get into it, man, right after this. All right. So what I gotta first start off by saying this, man. As y'all know, man, your boy is back. Your boy is back. So what's been going on with Nomus J, right? First off, I've been dealing with some health problems. I'm still dealing with them. This is why I'm not really showing myself on camera right now. But I've been itching to make content. I was supposed to be back over a couple weeks ago, but I had some technical difficulties, so I could not come back at what I wanted to. But I said I gotta get to this community. My guys, shout out to Daryl and Bree. They've been making content for the last couple weeks, man. Shout out to them. I know we ain't done a show, a legitimate show in a while, but we will be coming back. I will be getting with them soon as I can. Sometime this week, and we'll be starting some planning because we got some new things coming, some expansions and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on. And I've been dealing with some oral problems, man, with the teeth. But that's just what's been happening with me, and a lot of work and family situations. So it's just been a lot. But I definitely have missed y'all, man. Your boy has been watching a lot what's been said and what's been going on, and we finna get into it, man. Like I said, the big topic of today is, what the Detroit Lions can learn from Super Bowl 58. You know what I'm saying? That's always a question every year with the Detroit Lions. Every time we watch the Super Bowl from home, it's like, what can they learn from this? The question sometimes gets kind of corny, but this time it's actually warranted. Lions had one of the best seasons they had in over 30 years, man. That's legitimately true. We literally had the best season in the last 30 years. Sadly, it did not come to a fault of us getting to a Super Bowl, but you know what? It is what it is. At this point, can't cry. The season is officially over. But first off, man, I gotta say, man, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. This is the first time they ever had to go on the road to win it for them, man. They usually be at home a lot of times, so they toughed it out this year. That defense showed up big, and we'll get to that in a minute. Pat Mahomes is won his first set of back-to-back rings. Now, joining Brady in that same situation is now considered himself one of the top quarterbacks of all time. He's definitely heading in that direction. If a lot of people feel he already is, but well, that remains to be seen. But other than that, man, congratulations to the Chiefs. I hate the fact that we saw Taylor Swift in that game, but anyway, what went wrong? You can say, and what the Lions can learn from them. Honestly, when you look at this situation, man, the Lions show why they got to definitely invest in this defense this off season. They definitely got to get some guys, man, that can help them out because Chris Jones, who is up in the air for possibly coming back or not. He sound like he on his way out. It sound like he could be gone, but you never know until free agency officially starts. But the Lions got to get some playmakers on that defensive side of the ball. We lack that, and that's just the whole reason what it shows up. It's not always about the big stats, having a double digit sack edge rusher or nothing like that. It's about the small stuff in big critical times. When I watched the Super Bowl, one thing I can say I learned from it was watching Chiefs defensive line penetrate on those third and nines. Despite the 49ers finding a way to get downfield, you know what I'm saying, they still couldn't finish drives and they had to settle for field goals because right when they need to throw the ball, you can argue the play calling from the 49ers wasn't that good. The Chiefs defense just was able to play smart football in that red zone, and a lot of it came from the D line. There was some wide open receivers, but the quarterback couldn't get them the ball. He overthrew it because of the rush. He didn't have the time he probably would have had liked to throw the ball. So when you put that kind of rush on them, it's just the little things. You know what I'm saying? We always talk about pressure. We always talk about this, and that, and the third, and defensive style tackles for loss and stats. But when it comes down to it, a real defense finds a way to get stops without having to always be a statistic like a sack or interception. Sometimes it's just the little things, and that's what those teams do. When you look at the Chiefs defense, yeah, they may not have a total bunch of superstars on there, but they got a lot of young talent that they drafted over the last few years, led by a couple of veteran pieces they still have, one being Chris Jones, again, who's up in the air. But you look at the end of the day, like they're linebackers, man. They get it done. I barely can name all their linebackers. I know Leo Chennault, and I know another one I like that they got a couple years ago, I believe, in the Sewell draft, and I think he was second round. I wanted the Lions to get him. I forget his name though. It's off the top of my head. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I've been dealing with this, but yeah, they got some linebackers that can get to the outside. They got some speed in that position. You know what I'm saying? The harder they pass rush, Chris Jones is considered that. And then those corners, Jarius Sneed, one of those or one of those names Lions fans want us to get. But at the end of the day, that's what it takes, man. You have to be big up front. You have to dominate the game on both sides of the ball. When you can do that, you got a chance to win a Super Bowl. You got a chance to win football games. Lions showed that a lot due to the fact that they offensive line this year got them into a lot of good games, man. So that was a prime example. But now they just need it on the defensive side of the ball. You got there's no help. We had no interior push. We struggle even on the edges, on the outsides, man. Our linebackers are slow, and our corners, like we said, have been getting beat. But it wouldn't be as bad if we were better built up front, and that's where Brad Holmes is going to have to really get into this off season and really get these things adjusted, man. Because like I said, we lack so much up front. People don't realize, and I know people are going to look at statistics and look at blitzing packages and say, "Oh, we had fast sets this game. We did that." It's not about sets; it's about impact, man. You got to really be able to bring pressure without having to over blitz, and that's the problem with the Lions struggle a lot. It's already hard to touch offenses as it is. If you don't have enough impact players up front, man, you're going to struggle a lot. People are going to tell you, no, the number one need is corner. It's not the number one need. It's a need, but it's not number one. The real need is that you need to build up front. When you build up front, you'll see a difference. No, the cornerback play was bad, but when that's what happens when you don't get any pressure, when you don't help them. Every component defensively needs help from another component. You know what I'm saying? You can't just make one position be perfect all game against these type of offenses, against these quarterbacks like Mahomes and all these other guys, man, Lamar Jackson. You have to help your defense, the secondary. You can't just say that's the biggest weakness. Yeah, it's a weakness, but this notion of we gotta get a number one corner. That's First of all, you don't know who's going to be a number one corner until you officially see them play. You know what I'm saying? I know some teams you'll draft a guy real early, like in the top five, which insinuates that he's going to be number one corner, which he usually does. But we won't know officially until we see a player play. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew Sauce Gardner was going to be as good as he was until he played. We knew he was good, but we didn't know he was going to be that good until you actually saw him play. And the same goes for any other corner back in this history, man. We know Jalen Ramsey. Nobody believed Richard Sherman at one point could have been the number one corner as a wide receiver converted to a cornerback. You know what I'm saying? He became that guy. So it's so many different ways to gain that number one corner. That's why you have to focus on building up front. And the Lions need to build a lot up front. I know we got a lot of cute culture guys we like, but I think we have to realize that we need some better talent and some guys that will got speed in those key positions. And we need guys in that interior that can really cause some problems, man. That's what the Lions are lacking. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about the big sets appeal. We have people screaming, Joey Bosa, go get this guy, go get that guy. Let's focus on building that interior because we got a lot of question marks, man. And I think that's what I take the most from the Super Bowl because watching that defense perform, man, and not saying San Francisco Offense was lights out. The play calling was suspect for them too. But Kansas City, man, they just been the biggest opportunistic team because of that defense, man. Like people criticize them all this year because their offense wasn't clicking the way it normally does, and at the end of the day, they didn't have the flashy weapons that they were used to having all the time when they had Tyreek Hill and several other players there. Now it's mainly the Travis Kelsey show, so it's more on coordination and scheming that offense to get it done. And Mahomes doing his magic, of course, being a very dangerous quarterback. So it's just that that's what, and they were able to win. That's why you have to have a defense. When you lack elsewhere, but you have a defense, you still got a shot, especially when you got a solid enough O line and a really good quarterback. So that's what the Lions have to take from this. It's not about sets appeal and weapons. You can get all the cute toys you want, but you get those real venom guys on that defense that can step in and be impact players. You're gonna struggle getting to the Super Bowl or even winning one because that's just what it comes down to. Coaching helped them a lot too. That's another big deal, man. Coaching. For a lot of people, gave Dan Campbell a lot of hell about not going for the field goal uh, back in the NFC Championship game. But when you think about it, San Francisco, that's all they did was kick field goals, and then you see what happened. They lost on the last second play. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened in overtime. They struggled at certain times to move the ball down the field without the help. If it wasn't help for a penalty flag coming their way, so that tells you that you can have all the talent on offense, you can have all this cute offensive play calling, but if you don't have good coaching and you don't stick to who you are as a team, you're going to fall in the biggest moments of the game. The Lions are a team that they didn't get this far and had the best season they had in 30 years by kicking field goals. So we did everything to avoid doing that the last 3 years, and we got to this point because they stuck to their guns and been the gamblers that they were, and going for it on fourth and trying to give you everything you got to get there. So people complain about Dan Campbell's judgment calls on the fourth down situation all you want. I had no issue with us going for it on fourth. I had issues with some of the play calling that Ben Johnson came up with, but that was about it. You know what I'm saying? That other than that, I had no problem with him going for it and not choosing to go for the field goal. We played this play for the field goal thing all the time. And if you notice, the 49ers did the same thing. They put themselves in bad positions and made the Chiefs defense beat them and forced them into field goal range when they were deep in scoring range. And they decided to settle, and what happened? They lost the game in overtime in the last second. No, that's what happens. I don't want football is all about memories and moments, man. You can't sit here and ask a franchise to do this perfect scientific game call every time you look up. Oh, you go out here, you go out of bounds, and you do this, and then you run the ball here, and you take the yards and go out of bounds and save the clock, and then kick the field goal and go to overtime. Sometimes, man, you just gotta say bump that. We gotta make a play. We want to win the game. Bump overtime. Losers think about overtime all the time. That's what losers think. They think about field goal kicks. They think about overtime. When you're trying to win the game, you playing for the touchdown. You going for it, man. That's what football is about. You watch the movies growing up all your life, man, like Longest Yard and all those things like that, and even the Waterboy. They don't sit there and talk about, oh, we gotta get to overtime in order to win. No, they go out there, they win the game in the fourth quarters and all that stuff. They do crazy plays and stuff. That's what football is about. It's about moments more than it is about statistic. What the numbers say. Oh, it makes more sense by the numbers to do this and do that. Bump that. You start doing that, you're gonna lose games. You gotta go for it, man. If you go to the bar right now and the Lions get to a Super Bowl, you lose either way. You lose going for the smart way. Y'all think it's the smart way or the Dan Campbell way. If I'm gonna lose, I want to lose by the Dan Campbell way because I want to talk about like, man, I remember we almost won the Super Bowl. Man, that one good throw, man, he could have caught that ball. We'd have been there. Oh man, it was a crazy play too, the way they set it up. But man, they almost could have won the game. Versus, oh yeah, they took some check downs on pre defense and they got in field goal range, kicked the field goal, and then went in overtime and lost on the first drive. Like, what? Who wants to talk about that? Like, that's what football should be about, man. It's about the moments, man. It's a game of inches. It's about the moments, man. You don't sit there and go away from who you are in one of the biggest games of your career just because the Super Bowl is right there. I don't care. Be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Just do the coaching part better and coordinate the game better. But other than that, be who you are. You don't. No, we're done relying on field goal kicks. That's the whole purpose of going on fourth down because we want to use everything we had and attack our opponents with, no matter how good we are. That's the whole point of it, man. And that's why I've told y'all. That's why there's so much I see you can take from the Super Bowl, man. Like, it's defense stuff too, but the Chiefs are, if you notice at times, the Chiefs are, man, who they were too. No matter how bad their receivers were all year, they stayed the same team that they always been. Coach coordination on the game and, putting their receivers in spots, having their quarterback in critical times use his legs on the simplest downs to get yards and doing Mahomes magic hook shot. That's what they've been the last few years. And they still did that regardless of what their personnel was. They won the game doing the same thing they did last year. Yeah, the point spread wasn't as the high as the last Super Bowl 57, but they still won in the Chiefs fashion, the way I expect them to win under Pat Mahomes. And that's exactly what it means to stay true to who you are. It's time for the Lions to do the same thing. So fan base has to get out this frame of, asking his coaching staff to do all these, articulate things. It's a football game, man. Play the game. You know what I'm saying? Watch the game and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I took from Super Bowl 50, man. For 58, I'm sorry, I said 50. We don't want people not diving for the ball. So at the end of the day, yeah, man, like I don't care who your quarterback is, man. You got to have a defense, you got to have an offensive line. And that's just what the Super Bowl said. And you know what I'm saying? You got to have good coaching. We got a lot of that. We just got to start taking it to the next level. And you can start that when your GM say, hey, let me go get some guys on this defense that can really be helpful to us. And I think we'll see us get a lot more success moving forward, man, with the Lions. I had that Pistons logo up there the whole time. Oh my God. We'll talk about the Pistons another time, but it's the Lions, man. But yeah, man, like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. If y'all make it this far, your boy, like I said, man, he been dealing with health problems, so y'all just keep me in prayers, man. I cannot wait to come back and start consistently making content for y'all. It will definitely be going down. But yeah, man, just make sure that if you haven't had a chance, man, please hit that like button for your boy. And don't forget to subscribe to all the members of D3 on 3SP for myself, Daryl, and Breed. Man, their channels as well. We'll start focus on getting the link trade. The link tree should be in the description, so hopefully it's there. Y'all can sub to it, but definitely sub to my channel as well. Noma's J313, man. Please hit that like button and subscribe, man. I can't thank y'all enough. I know I've been gone for a while, but I gotta put that content out there. Let you two know that I'm still kicking in here, man. So the only way we can get this thing out there, and the only way y'all can catch me, y'all only hit that notification bells, but when y'all hit that like button, and when y'all hit that like button, it lets you two know to put me out there. So make sure y'all hit that like button, man. And again, if you be kind, man, subscribe. And tell me what you think, man. Be respectful in the chat, of course. Like I said, man, if you agree with me or if you disagree with me, it's cool. But just tell me how you feel, man. Hell, if you're happy to see me again, let me know. Like I said, I missed y'all. So, with your boy, man, shout out to everybody, man. Man, be some Morris, Dante Chase. Obviously, my fellows are D313SB, and of course, my guys at Dynasty Sports Network, King and Deuce as well, man. They just had a hell of a podcast these last few weeks. And ringing it for y'all Pistons, and they had Javen Hunter, Ivy's dad, man. They've been doing that, so make sure y'all check that out if y'all still have it as well. But other than that, man, shout out to all the content creators out there, Rondo Ray Moore, 303 Hitman, and everybody else, man. Your boy Nomas J, and I'm coming back at y'all, man, and I'm out here, coach.